Hello, YouTube. It has been quite some time. Today is February 2nd, 2025. I think the last time I uploaded a video, when I looked back on my history, it said it was 1 year ago, but that's not right. I would say it was probably 2 years ago. A lot of things have changed since I last uploaded. The beginning of 2022, I would say, I think it was January. That's probably the last time I uploaded a video because I had bought some new workout pants, some Buff Bunny, some Petula pants to work out in. I had just started going back to a different gym. It's so silly, but I was really embarrassed to go back to the gym that I was going to prior to COVID because I was just so concerned what the regular gym people that recognized me throughout the years, like what they would say about the weight gain I had. I did lose some pounds during 2020. I did alternate day fasting.
I have lost 25 pounds in 90 days.
For about 6 months, and I did lose like 35 pounds. So I lost any weight that I had gained the first part of the year when COVID started or the pandemic started. But then I couldn't keep up with it and I was just like bouncing around. So with alternate day fasting, I think I got down to like 178. And then within the next year, I had gained all the weight back and then some. When I went back to the gym in 2022, it was really hard for me to get back into things. I wasn't doing my normal routine. The gym setup was different because it was a different gym. I had joined Crunch Fitness because it was cheaper and they didn't have like, they did have like a registration fee. It wasn't as much as my original gym fee was, which I still have to this day, but I don't use it, and I'll get to that in just a minute. Sorry if I sound nasally. I got over a sinus infection. I was out sick 2 weeks ago, and I was out for like a whole week. I didn't have smell or taste for 6 days, and luckily it was not COVID, but a sinus infection, so I still sound a little nasally. But anyway, so I went to Crunch Fitness and it just wasn't the same. The motivation was not the same. I tried to do everything, that I was doing before. The only thing I liked is that like the squat racks were open. There was more squat racks at Crunch Fitness. There was 4, and the time that I went in the morning, there was only like maybe 2 people using them. So there was always a squat rack open. I just wasn't at that physical level where I could keep up with doing squats again. So that lasted for about 3 months. I think I quit in March and never went back again. And then, so since 2022 to January of 2023, my weight kind of fluctuated by 10 or 15 pounds. Once 2023 hit, I was weighing 205 pounds, like 205 pounds, something like that. And then March of last year of 2023, a lot of things were changing with my job. I don't know if I had talked about my job before, but I really, really loved my job before. It was just a good environment. My boss, she's now my friend. I can call her my friend now because we no longer work together. But my then boss was absolutely amazing. My other coworkers, we were a really close-knit team, therapy team. We would go out for each other's birthdays. We would go out for holiday celebrations. Like, we just had really nice chemistry, and you don't find that very often. And I knew this. Well, in February, my then boss had notified us that she was putting her notice in. I don't want to get too like detailed, but anyway, so she was leaving the company, and when she left the company, the rest of us started to panic because we saw how things were going to be changed and it was not going to be favorable. So I started looking for a job, and my then boss, who was now leaving, she was trying to convince me that maybe to just wait it out, like continue to work at the job that I had and just kind of wait it out and just see how things went. And I did interview at her company, but they were not going to offer me what I was looking for, so I didn't take a position. I saw this job position for near the city that I've always wanted to live in. So I lived in Fresno, so they call it Central Valley, and then there's Northern California and Southern California. So the last couple of years, I would say the last 4 or 5 years, I vacationed in Santa Barbara. I love Santa Barbara. I mean, I've also gone to like Pismo and stuff too, which is also the Central Coast. I loved Santa Barbara. It's beautiful, but it's extremely expensive to live there. 1-bedroom apartment will cost you like $5,000. It's crazy. At least that's what it was like 4 years ago. It's probably like way more than that now. And then in 2022, for Labor Day weekend, I had booked a vacation for Labor Day weekend in a place called Port Hueneme. I'll put the spelling down here so you can figure it out what it is. It's a naval base on the Central Coast, near Oxnard, California, near Ventura, California. And I had come with my sister for that. I think we were there like maybe 5 days or something like that. So I got to see a little bit of Port Hueneme, Ventura, and Oxnard. And I loved it because my dream has always been to live near the beach. If not on the beach, like I always wanted to live just a few minutes away from the beach. So I saw this job position where they were offering a relocation bonus to move to Ventura County. And I just had this feeling, like when I saw the job offer, I just had a feeling this was it. Sarah, you're supposed to go there. You're supposed to go to Ventura County. But I was nervous because, so even though I work as a physical therapist assistant, I've been working with geriatrics, which is older people, if you don't know what that is, in a skilled nursing facility. That's all my experience has been. So this new job offer was to work with children, which I did not have experience working as a physical therapist assistant with children, but I had plenty of experience working with children as I was a nanny. I was a dental assistant before I became a physical therapist assistant, and I worked in a pedodontist office. So I worked with little kids, cleaning their teeth, helping with dental procedures. And I worked as a Montessori school preschool teacher. So I had a lot of experience with kids. I oozed out of my system of working with children up until the point that I became a physical therapist assistant. And then all my work did not involve children anymore. Hang on, I'm still drinking my coffee and it's 4:23. So I had called my former boss, who she's already left the company now, right? She's working at her new job. And I told her about this job offer for this relocation bonus to Ventura County. And I told her, I really want to do this. Like, she knows I've always wanted to live in Santa Barbara. Everybody at my office knew, all my coworkers knew how much I love Santa Barbara. I would jump at the heartbeat to go and help out at a building that we also had like a contract with for my skilled nursing facility in Santa Barbara. I would jump at the opportunity to go and help them out just so I could have a day of staying in Santa Barbara. So she knew that I loved it, and she put my mind at ease, because she was like, Sarah, you've got this. You can do this. They're just smaller bodies. You know what you're doing. They're just smaller bodies. So I said, she's right. She's right. I'm just going to apply and just see what happens. So I applied on, I don't know if it was Indeed.com or something like that. And within 24 hours, I got a response from the CEO wanting to set up an interview. So what they did for the interview process is I did a screening with their hiring staff manager. I don't know what her exact position is, something like that. So she screens to see if like you would be a good match with the company. Next, I have to do I shadow virtual sessions with some of the other physical therapists. So I had to watch 2 or 3 sessions to see like how the company works, what would be involved, what I would be doing. And then if you make it past that, the physical therapists communicate with the CEO and tell the CEO what they thought about you during the shadowing experience there too, even though, I'm not really saying anything during the session. So then the final step is to meet with the CEO. If you get that far, to meet with the CEO to discuss like your offer and everything. So I made it to the final interview with the CEO. And so I found out how like the relocation bonus would work and everything. And he hired me on the spot. So this is now March, the first week of March, I think, or second week of March. I think maybe second week of March. Yeah, because I only had like 2 weeks to find a place to live. So this is like the second week of March of 2024. I quickly give my landlord 30 days notice. And it sucked because I was breaking my lease. I had just renewed my lease in October, so I had to break my lease in April. So right away, I just immediately gave him the 30 days notice. And then I didn't worry about the money because I knew that the relocation bonus would help cover me having to break my lease because I owed like 1.5 months rent to the landlord. So anyways, I had 2 weeks to find a place here in Ventura County, and I was going to start April 8th. So the first thing I did when even before I had the job offer, I was already kind of putting it out there to my parents and my son that there was a great possibility I would be relocating to Ventura County. The hardest part, I think, was knowing I would no longer be living with my son. So I got the job offer. I now tell my son, I'm going to be moving in like 2.5 weeks, and for him to decide what it is that he wanted to do. It kind of put a damper on his plans because he was supposed to start Fresno State College in fall of 2024. So, he already knew because of that, like he wasn't going to come live with me here. And my parents were very kind to offer him to stay with him. They had some rules that he had to follow, but it was very, very kind of my parents to take him in so that he could continue school. April 5th, I now live in Oxnard, California, which is about a 15-20 minute drive from Port Hueneme, which is where I had vacationed the year before for Labor Day weekend. And I'm literally like the next exit over is Ventura. So I'm right on the edge. Where I live is like right on the edge of Ventura and Oxnard. I'm right by the freeway. So it's very convenient. I love where I live. I now live in a studio apartment. My studio apartment is now 565 square feet. If you ever saw my other videos, I lived in a 2-bedroom home, single family home. I had a garage. I had my own bedroom with my own bathroom. My son had his bedroom, and then there was like a guest bathroom, which was his bathroom. I did bring my rabbits with me. The apartment complex allowed me to bring my rabbits. Had to kind of jump through a little bit of hoops to like get them registered as ECAs, emotional animal support animals. And it was really important that I got them registered as that, not only so that, they could actually live here with me, but because I essentially came here alone. So I am now about 4 hours away from where I lived before. I'm now in Southern California. It's great here. I freaking love this place. And I know many of you on the news, or many of you have watched on the news, the LA fires. And I'm about an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes away from LA. But here in Oxnard, we still did get some smoke from some of the surrounding fires. Like in November, there was a fire in Camarillo, which Camarillo is about 15 minutes south of me. So we got a lot of smoke from that fire. And then there was a fire about 2 weeks ago called the Hughes Fire, which is kind of by Santa Clarita in Piru. So it's closer to like I-5 in the Grapevine. We did get a lot of smoke from that fire too. Even through all of that, I love it here. I absolutely love Oxnard. I don't have very many friends. I have one friend that actually lives in the same apartment complex as me, and she's an occupational therapist. We met right away. She moved about 2 or 3 weeks before I moved here, so the office actually connected us. It was really interesting. But so now, you know, we're friends. We go out to dinner. We used to go out to dinner once a week, and now I've cut back on that, especially because I'm on my fitness journey here. Yeah, I just love it here. It's the whole summer. It's like 65 to 68. There was a few handful days where it actually hit 80 degrees, which is very, very rare. Actually, when some of my friends came to visit me, it happened to be 80 degrees that weekend. I think 85 even. That was crazy, which is not the norm for Oxnard weather. Usually doesn't get that hot. And in fact, I only had to turn on my air conditioner in the apartment. I live on a very top floor, and I only had to put the air conditioner on, I think, 2 times this last summer. Other than that, I would just open my sliding glass door that's on my patio, and there's enough of a cool breeze that hits all the time that would just cool the entire apartment. Which is one of the reasons why I was so ready to leave Fresno, is I'm just over the heat. It's just very, very hot. If you've ever been to the Central Valley, it's extremely hot. It's a desert, so it's very, very hot in the summertime. I would even say like it starts like around May until October. It's like really hot, and my eczema would flare up all the time there. It was not good. I hated it. You know, other than my family was there, and I miss my family. That was the only good thing about Fresno. But and even here in the winter in Oxnard, most of the time it's been about 64, 65. We still have occasional days where it's like 68, 70. Right now it's like cloudy outside, but even that's kind of unusual. We haven't really had much rain, which is why where the LA fire is happening, is because there was no rainfall since last April. Right when I moved here, I think it rained one day, and that was probably the last time it rained. But yeah, I love the weather. I'm now about, I would say about 15, 20 minutes away from the beach. It's just because where I'm at is like an extreme opposite part of like where the ocean is. So it takes a lot to get through all the traffic lights and stuff to get to the beach. But hey, I mean, it's 15, 20 minutes away. It's sure beats a 4-hour trip like before when I lived in Fresno. Or even to go to Pismo, I think it was like 3 hours. Yeah, so I just love it here. I love my job, absolutely love my job. It's amazing. I love working with kids. I've learned so much. I continue to learn all the time. Yeah, so fast forward now to like, you know, I moved here in April. The first month of moving here, I was very, very stressed out. Especially the week that I moved, completely stressed out because even though I started packing and trying to get rid of things as soon as I found out that I was going to move, which was like 2.5 weeks, and I was packing like every single day. I was just trying to haul stuff out and pack what I could. And I knew because I was getting into a very small, tight space, I was going to have to get rid of a lot of stuff, which I did. I probably got rid of 2/3 of the stuff that I owned. I no longer have my Poshmark store, so I'm not reselling clothes and stuff anymore. I end up having to donate the rest of my Poshmark closet, which is really, really sad because a lot of those clothes were brand new with tags. I just didn't have the storage space. And I'm sorry, you hear my washer and dryer going on. Let me go turn it off really quick. So the first month that I moved here in April of 2024, I was still trying to do 1 meal a day. I figured at least that would be some kind of, I would have some kind of calorie control or something, which was blocks, because I would end up eating a lot in that one meal in the evening. I'm not sure how many calories I was eating, but remember, I was about 200, 205 in January. So I want to say that by the end of April, I weighed 215. And then this eating just continued. Like, I was eating out, like where I live, it's really convenient where there's a lot of restaurants. Like, basically, there's like a huge shopping center across the street from my apartments. And there's like a food court, there's the Yard House, there's Red Robin, there was a Mexican place that I absolutely loved. There's, I don't know, all kinds of food like across the street, barbecue, everything. So I was eating out at least once or twice a week, and I wasn't working out, obviously. So in July of 2024, I stepped on the scale and saw that I was 224 pounds. I have not been over 200 pounds in years. I think even in 2020, when I had gained like 25 pounds, I think I barely went over 200. I think I was like 205 and then immediately lost it all. But I haven't been over 200 pounds in a long time. But here I was, 225 pounds. And I kind of got strict with my eating. I was like, oh, I need to be careful not to eat too much, but I wasn't counting calories or anything still. I was still trying to do one meal a day. I was trying to watch the portion control. And then in October, I started to get, like the beginning of October, I noticed that I was getting really bad indigestion, like all the time. And the waistband for my scrubs, if you ever saw the video for my figs scrubs, where they were like loose and baggy on me. Yeah, so they're tight. They were so tight on me. And the waistband was like cutting into my tummy. And I think that was causing a lot of indigestion that I had going on. I even had to like stop and pick up like pepsid inhibitors and stuff because it was getting that bad. And I was like, okay, something is going on here. Like, obviously this is weight related. So I decided in October, after seeing that all my clothes were just getting tighter and tighter on me, I refused to go and buy new clothes. I was like, no, that's not happening. So I started my getting back into fitness in October 12th of 2024. And I was 224 pounds. So now I've decided I'm not going to do one meal a day. I was just going to do intermittent fasting. And I was doing intermittent fasting to purposely help with the calorie restriction. So before, when I did fasting, when I did one meal a day, it was like I would not have anything by mouth, anything that was flavored, no gum, no tea with flavors or anything. That was very, very strict about, oh no, I can't break my fast. So I decided that I was just going to do intermittent fasting. So I don't care about, ooh, I had a piece of gum, or whatever. I'm doing intermittent fasting for the calorie benefit of like skipping breakfast, basically. So I've been only just eating 2 meals a day. I eat my first meal about anywhere from noon to sometimes it can go like 1:30. And then I have dinner like around 6, just depends. I try to have dinner and be done by 7:30 because I usually go to bed around 10. The other main thing was I knew I had to count calories. I never wanted to get back into this diet mindset of counting calories again. But here we are. It works. It's plain and simple. It works. And my other focus now was I didn't really care about like, oh, I'm going to eat low carb or keto. I wasn't following any restrictions like that. But I was like, you know what? In order to get back into the swing of things and be able to maintain my calorie deficit, I'm going to have to eat more protein because you just feel more full when you have more protein. So that's what I did is I focused on eating more protein. So I've been, my target is 145 grams of protein a day. So basically it's like you take the target of the body weight that you want to be, and that's the amount of protein that you eat daily. As far as my calories go, I don't even know the exact number right now. I have it entered in Carb Manager. Even though I'm not watching carbs, I just prefer that app better than my Fitness Pal, and I use the free version. I've been using it for like 5 years, and I just really like it. So, so my calories and stuff are entered in Carb Manager. Also, my macros, like how I want the ratio to go. It's almost an even kill, like 30, 30, 30. But it's like 35, 35 for like protein, fat, and carbs. I tend to eat a little bit lower carb, but I wouldn't call it low carb because I'm not avoiding carbs. It just happens to be that way because if I'm really targeting protein, the carbs tend to be a little bit lower. And so the first 3 months, I did not lower my calories at all. I kept them identical. So I was still losing weight, and that's one indication that you shouldn't change anything is if you're still seeing the scale go down. Yeah, I had some weeks where it was like going up and down by like the same 2 or 3 pounds, but there was a trend where it was still going down. So yesterday was month 4 of following intermittent fasting and focusing on high protein, counting my macros, and working out. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention I've been working out. Except for the last 2 weeks because I'm sick with this sinus infection, but I'm going to go back on Tuesday. So working out, I work out in my apartment complex's gym, which is great. I don't have to pay for a gym membership. So I've just been working out in the little gym that we have here. It doesn't have a lot of big equipment, like there's no squat rack or anything. There's no barbells. But there's dumbbells, and so I do a lot of like dumbbell workouts. And actually this first 8 weeks of it, something like that, I was doing primarily body weight exercises, and I was still losing weight. So I've just gotten to the point where I'm starting to build up more weight that I'm, using now. I really wish there was a way that I could do squats, like without dumbbells, but I've had to modify them and do them with dumbbells. There is like a little strap, Bella Booty Band or something like that I'm thinking about getting, where you can still do like hip thrusts, because it's like a little strap that clamps over on the dumbbell, so you can put the dumbbell on each side of your hip. I'm thinking about like getting one of those. It's just hard because I'm trying to watch my spending. Yeah, that's one thing I didn't mention. So where I live, because it's by the beach and it's ideal, it's very expensive to live here. I'm paying about $800 more than what I was paying in Fresno. I make a little bit more than I was making in Fresno, but things go by so quick here. So that's where we are. I'm working out. I'm intermittent fasting. I'm tracking my calories. I'm tracking my protein. It's doing very well. I did post like a recent short to show like that had my 3-month update. And now that this is 4 months, I've now lost 22.4 pounds, where in the past, it was so easy for me to lose 25 pounds in 3 months. So easy. I'm now 48 years old. And I'm not going through perimenopause yet or anything like that. I still feel like it's a lot harder now, later in my 40s, than it would have been even, 3 or 4 years ago to lose weight. But it's working. Counting calories works. It just works. Like anyone who ever says that they can't lose weight, you're eating too much. That's all I can say is you're eating too much, because if I can do it and I'm counting calories and I see that I'm still losing weight and I'm not even killing myself in my workouts, like I'm working hard, but obviously not as hard as I was, 5 years ago. It's definitely down to tracking calories. I'll show like a little before and after photos right now. So I'm very happy with the progress. My goal is to be 145 pounds, or to get as close to it as possible. I'm not sure. Maybe when I'm 160, maybe I'll look at my body and be like, no, we're good. We don't need to be 145. I don't know. I'm just going to see where this takes me. If you guys are interested in seeing the kind of meals I've been eating, please let me know. I don't know how often I'm going to be updating videos on this channel. I'm demonetized because I have not posted a video in over a year. So YouTube gave me a lovely little reminder that, hey, you're inactive, so we're going to take away your monetization. So I'm no longer earning money from YouTube. Even though a lot of my older videos are still getting watch time and a lot of views. Yeah, so I need to be a little bit consistent so that I can try to get my monetization back. It would really help out with where I'm living now. So if you'd like to see some of my meals, I might just like record them like on the weekend. I meal plan ahead. So like I'll make like in my little reminders app for iPhone. I have like a little thing for, if you want, I can even show you guys how I use that too in another video, but I'll plan out my meals for the week. And I am following high protein meals or meals that I know have a lot of protein. I'm eating a lot of cottage cheese, a lot of non-fat Greek yogurt. I do have to supplement with protein powder. I have the same exact thing for work lunch every single day. Same exact thing, which I could show you guys maybe in another video. I'm working out 4 days a week. So these are the rabbits, if you remember them. It's Tater is the spotted one, and Winnie is the white one. You say hi. Say hi. Hi, Winnie. Hi, Tater. They free roam. So they have like their pen is open. Just give you a very, very quick tour of the apartment. Here is my sofa. There's just a lot of rabbit stuff around. There's my front entryway here. I have a shelf with like some little mementos, some storage. I have a box full of candles down there and my little shark vacuum, cordless vacuum. Here's my little shoe shelf, and there's my bed. So this little white fence here is to block the rabbits from trying to get under my bed, because yes, they will. So I just put that up during the daytime. There's my bed. Excuse my desk / vanity right here. So here is the TV, my full-length mirror. This is the rabbits kind of play area, so they like to crawl in these little tunnels. Here is the kitchen. It's a very small kitchen. I love cooking, so this is like one of the biggest kitchens I could find when I was looking for this apartment. Oh my gosh, I gotta sneeze. Okay, so there's just not a lot of counter space here. There's my Berkey, if you guys remember this in the other house. I have this Ninja Foodie, so you could actually fit a medium-sized pizza in there because it lays down flat and you could put it in to cook. Coffee is very important, so there's my coffee maker, and then my little whole bean grinder, which sucks and I need to get a better one. This is some pantry storage as well as like all my cooking stuff, equipment that I need. Yeah, so I don't have a pantry. Basically, this right here is my pantry. It's not very big, but you know, that's all the space I have here. So, I needed some storage, so I have in here, when I was eating bulldog ramen all the time, which probably helped me gain weight, there's bulldog ramen and stuff like still in here. Yeah, so there is my tiny apartment tour. That is it. Please let me know again if you would like to see like some of the foods that I've been eating, some of the meals I've been eating, anything else that you want me to talk about or that I could show you. Like I said, I have the little reminder app that I use to do my meal planning, which is very helpful. Yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. Please like this video, subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. I will see you in the next one, which I don't know when that'll be. It'll be at least, I mean, for sure I will update monthly, but if I could upload before then, I will do so. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.